Alright, hello and welcome. I'm just going to fix my mic a little bit. To chapter 128. It's been a little while since I recorded chapter 127, I think it was. I was planning to record them one after the other, but I was having problems with the battery on my camera and then life got in the way, you know how it is. But yeah, I'm back recording 128 and I am very intrigued to see what happens because I've been very behind. I'm sure you've noticed I've been very behind. I've got what? 128, 109, and now I think 130 is out as well, right? I think so. I saw 130 listed, so yeah, it's definitely out. So that's a lot of chapters to catch up on. And I know there were rumors. It was a very popular theory. Well, I say theory. It was a very popular idea that the manga was going to end at chapter 130. And I've been completely out of the loop with Attack on Titan. So for all I know, the manga's goddamn ended while I was on my break. So hopefully that's not the case. But if it is, then I guess I'll find out soon. I want to record as many chapters as I can today, but that all depends on whether or not my camera's going to be nice today, because last time it kind of got in the way of things by running out of battery suddenly. So hopefully today it acts nice. So yeah. I don't want to waste too much more time. So yeah, chapter 128. I'll just okay, man, that was a good chapter. I liked that. Man, I really enjoyed that. Especially that second half. That was a roller coaster. Well, it wasn't a roller coaster, but it was fun. It was really fun. I liked that a lot. Oh man, I'm happy I'm reading this again because it's so great. I want to move. The battery on my camera sucks so much. It's already about to die. I'm gonna have to put my camera on charge before recording the next chapter, probably for an hour. I think putting it on charge for an hour is probably safe. I guess. Yeah, and then I can record the next chapter. And then maybe chapter 130 if I have enough time. I'll have to see. I'll definitely be recording them soon though. This is really because a lot of this chapter has been about kind of the role of a traitor, right? We talk about Reiner and Berthold Nanny, Reiner and Berthold Nanny breaking down the wall, all those years ago, and all that good stuff, and how these guys they don't want to fight against the Jaegers because they used to be friends. Because of course now they're like I was explaining earlier, now they're playing the role that Reiner and Berthold Nanny played before, Ryan and Berthold Nanny, regardless of what you think, whether they were in the right or wrong or whatever, regardless of what your personal opinion is, from their perspective, they thought that they were saving the world at the expense of the island of paradise, right? That's what they believed. Whether you agree with them or not, that's what they thought they were doing and what they believed they were doing. And now that's what Jean and Connie and Mikasa and Armin are doing now. They're fighting for the rest of the world at the expense of the island, Before it was kill or be killed, outside versus inside, us versus them. But now it's very much different, It's swapped around in a way, And it's cool because we quite literally got that moment where Armin is seeing things from Berthold's point of view, where he's like, now we're the people who have just suddenly betrayed the ones that we used to be friends with, and we're siding against the island, It's really great to see this. I don't have much to talk about in regards to analyzing this chapter because it's all pretty straightforward. There's not really much to theorize about or speculate about. It's all pretty straightforward, really. It's really solid. I like it a lot. And I mean, you never know. I never know what the community thinks. For all I know, I could go on Reddit or something and fucking people hate this chapter and 2 out of 10 it sucked. It was awful. I don't know, but that's how I feel. Whatever, regardless of what you feel. Yeah. And of course, this whole little section of just trying to decide, and I almost forgot about this, about how the Titans have already reached Marley. That's crazy. That was super fast. Maybe they get a speed boost and all that. And this was brutal. The way Magath just instantly just launches at Yelena and starts breaking her arm. Holy guacamole. That's the only time in my entire life I've said that phrase. And I don't think I'll ever say it again, to be honest. But yeah. And also Yelena's arm looks kind of freakishly long. It's probably just because her arm's being broken at this part, right? So it's her arm, not the elbow, not the elbow here. It's being broken at this part. So it's tricking my mind into thinking the elbow's there and making her forearm look super long when in reality it's not. But yeah, that's like I fucking marked out when I saw that because that's awesome. I love it. It's brutal and horrible, but I love it. And of course, yeah. And Yelena, right? Yelena agreed to take them to Eren. So as long as they can secure the flying ship and Yelena isn't lying, they should have a direct path to Eren, right? See, I wonder where Eren is going. I wonder where Eren is going, because the colossal titans, right? They're in a circle, so they're going out in all directions, right? They're going out in this way, that way, that way, blah, blah, blah. They're going out in a big circle. But Eren can only go in one direction, right? So it would be interesting to see which direction he chose to go to. Maybe I would, just from a storytelling perspective, I would assume it's Marley, because like it makes sense, one, for Eren to go to Marley, right? That makes sense. And two, it also makes sense for the characters to go to Marley to fight Eren, because that's kind of, you know, it all began in Marley and it's going to end in Marley, you know what I mean? It makes sense for that to be the case. But still, I'm interested to see. My mic keeps falling over and it's really annoying me. Don't you? Okay. My camera's on super low battery right now, and like I said, there's not much to analyze about this, so damn. I'm just going to kind of skim through this, but yeah. And so they need to... Flock kind of isn't interested in keeping the boat, because he's like, I'm not sure I completely 100% understand his logic here. I guess the idea is that what Kiyomi is saying is that, and what Kiyomi's saying is true, is that just because you destroy the rest of the world doesn't mean that all of a sudden all this conflict is going to end. You know, it's like what Erwin was saying in Season 3. Humanity will continue to fight until there's 2 or less people left, you know? If you reduce the world from an entire planet of people to just one group of people on one island, that's not going to stop the conflict. It's just going to change who the conflict is between, you know? You wipe out every other race, well, congratulations, there's no more racism, but now everyone within that race hates each other for other reasons, you know? It's like, the hate is just going to change form. It's not going to disappear. It's just going to take a new form, have a new life. And, be honest, that's true not only in Attack on Titan, but just just true in general, to be honest, isn't it? But yeah. But it seems like Flock, we don't need Hizuru's technology, flying boats, navigation. If we were to give up and accept that it's too good for the likes of us, it'd nip that uncease in the bud. So I guess Flock's logic is if we just get rid of all that stuff, then that kind of helps stabilize things, because all of a sudden there aren't all these questions about, well, what if we go to the rest of the world? Well, no, we're still on the island. Like, it helps a little bit. And then we have this thing where Armin's going out, yeah, and they don't fall for it. Not surprisingly, the Flock doesn't fall for it. And this really good stuff with Daz and Samuel. It would have been nice if there were characters we got to speak more of. I mean, we saw Daz plenty, so that's good enough. But yeah, and then this stuff with Kiyomi being a fucking badass, like, goddamn. And this little fight scene here, this is all really cool, I like this a lot. But my camera's about to die in like 10 seconds, so I need to like skim through this. And this is actually, and it's really amazing seeing the armored Titan and the female Titan working together again. That's awesome. And poor Armin, this is brutal as well. Kind of reminds me of during Reiner and Bertolt's betrayal when Mikasa launched forward and sliced them up. That's kind of, thematically, that's what this reminds me of, Armin getting shot here. It kind of reminds me of that. Like the moment right after the betrayal where the Eldians lash out at the traitors and injure them and whatnot. And of course, in this case, it would be Bertolt getting his neck sliced, replaced with Armin getting shot a bunch by Samuel. Yeah, and then this amazing moment where they're... Yeah, this is awesome. I really like... all of this chapter was good, but I especially love this second half. And then, yeah, this awesome moment where, yeah, you get flashback to Bertolt and then he shoots them and... Man, this is great. I'm super excited to move on to the next chapter, but I'm going to have to put my camera on charge a lot first, otherwise... Yeah. So, yeah. Really love the chapter. I'll be moving on to the next one as soon as possible. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching, and see you soon.